Hello everyone, and welcome to another stream where tonight we're going to be streaming a little bit more Xplane. We're going to try, hopefully, and do a flight tonight that's got a little bit of halfway decent air traffic, or air traffic control coverage. I've just looked online, and in fact, rather than doing it and starting up Chrome, bound to slow my sim down, have a quick look on my app on my phone, if I still have it. Tads is there with the host. Tell you what, let's jump into the proper hang on a minute. Let's jump into this one. That's better. We'll jump into the proper one now. There we go, so Tads can see the proper alert. So we are here in Pula in Croatia. And we are going to be going from here to Vienna. So there should be a halfway decent amount of air traffic control on for that. At least there is at the moment. Have a look. There was. Yeah, it looks like it's still on there. We've got tower 12915. Right, let's start getting the aircraft set up. Send that. That should be the flight plan. That should be all good. And let's have a look at getting this aircraft set up, shall we? Nothing down there. We want to go up to the overhead, really. Oh no, we don't. We need some external power. There it is. Ground services. Put the chocks in. Connect the GPU, shall we? There we go. Now everything will start to light up nicely for us. Get the IRSs aligned. I think I've got that on quick load. I have. So there we go. This is going to make it pretty quick to load up, which will be nice. We've got Tads in Discord, so we will jump in and chat with him in just a second. Let's just see if this is working as it should be. So we should have ATIS on 12915. 129.150. There we go. So we go over to the tower frequency now. You can hear them there. So, back. Let's try again. So here we are in Pula in Croatia, and we're going up to Vienna. So we should have pretty decent air traffic control coverage. Let's jump in and chat to Tads, who should be hiding in Discord. He may be about to start streaming, so he might not be there. Let's see. You still there, Tads? Tads? He is there. There we go. Tads will be along with us. He'll no doubt be jumping over in a little bit to go and do his own stream. But, so let's start getting everything fired up and ready for our little trip.
So that's our good evening, Ryanair 4259 and number 2, Boeing 737-800 with Charlie on board for this 5 hour clearing back from
Look at the charts.
4259 Pula Tower, good evening again. Clear to destination as filed via Labin to Delta. Departure runway 27, squawk 5246.
Doesn't look like we. I thought I'd downloaded the
Clear to Frankfurt 11 to Delta departure runway 27, squawk 5246, Ryanair 4259.
Should be in there. Oh, no, not that one. Out there. There it is.
Ryanair 4259.
Did have it in there. So the fuel we want on board. Take off fuel 55. So let's take 6 tons of fuel, shall we? We'll load that up now. Fuel. Take 6 tons. And then let's have a look what weight we've got. So the estimated takeoff weight is going to be 60 tons. That figure there. Punch that in. We're 53, so we're going to want another. Let's go another 7 tons on top of that. On top of what we've got at the moment, which is 5, so that's going to be 12.5 tons for the payload. Put in there. 53. It should update in a second. Hopefully. There we go. So that's our weight and balance and everything set up. And let's see if I actually remembered to plug in our routing. Position. Next page. Grab the GPS. Put that in there. Route. So we're going from Lima, Papa, Delta, Lima. No, we're not. Lima, Delta, Papa, Lima.
I'm going to go back in a sec, mate.
No worries. We're going to Lima, Oscar, Whiskey, Whiskey. Hopefully, we should have LDPL-LOWW 01 as a route. We do. Let's activate it, execute it. Performance initialization. And let's go back and see. Chope, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. Right, let's have a look at this bad boy for a second. So the trip, we're going to burn 2.1, it reckons. En route to Vienna. Planned in there. Put that in. Reserves. Let's have a look. The final reserve is 10.25. The alternate 16.68. So we want to go 2.6. Stop. Reserves 2.6 in there. Cost index.
Ryanair 4259 is fully ready to start number 2 with rest engine start up.
49.
Ryanair,
let's just see if I can move the view around, shall we? Yeah, I'll do. Cost index 49. We're flying at flight level 350 tonight.
24 and therefore 259.
A cruise wind 350 at 26. And the ISA deviation +8. Goes in there. That's all good. Let's look at what the transition level is here in Pula. Pula Tower, good evening. November 737 Mike, radio check please.
November 737 Mike, Pula Tower, good evening, I read you 5x5.
Roger 5x5 also, thank you, 737 Mike. Cool, so that means we know that bits and pieces are working on there. Let's bring up Pula in Croatia here and let's have a look at what departure we're going to be flying. Oh, hello, didn't want to do that. We shall go through and we're going to be flying the, should be the GERD 4 Delta, whatever that is.
Pula Tower, good evening. Croatia Airline for
GERD 4 Delta.
To Croatia.
Okay, that's fine.
Flight level 300 and with info Charlie.
GERD 4 Delta, so it should be off 09. Anyway, Connor, how are you? I'm doing well. Because you've missed the beginning, well, you haven't really missed anything at all. To be honest, we're doing a flight. We're going from Pula in Croatia over to Vienna. And it should be air traffic all the way. Hopefully. The outside air temperature is 20.
Cleared for IFR, Croatia Airlines 548, squawk 5250.
What I do need to get is my pen.
Yeah, geared 3 Delta. Runway 2.
Oh, if they're doing a 3 Delta.
Croatia 64 negative, departure is Girda 3 Foxtrot.
3 Foxtrot, so they're going off runway 27 instead.
For Croatia Airlines.
Croatia 64, read the correct.
Right, so we are, I believe, on stand 3. So
Ryanair 452, fully ready, request taxi.
Let's call this guy in a second, shall we? We'll get our clearance.
Ryanair 4259.
Everything's pretty much set there. We'll do a full power takeoff. I'm not going to worry about derating it. We'll do flaps 5.
Hotel Alpha and Echo 2, holding points runway 2.
We'll take that. Takeoff speeds are checked. FMC over there. That can go to the init ref page. We can go to the legs page. And we are going to be, it's going to be the Gerda 3 Foxtrot, I would imagine.
Azimuth 017, Pula Tower, good evening. Wind calm, runway 27, clear to land.
Clear to land, runway 27, after 017.
Pula Tower, very good evening to you. November 737 Mike, stand 3 with Charlie 1024. Request IFR clearance to Vienna.
November 737 Mike, say again please.
November 737 Mike, 737, stand 3 with Charlie, request IFR clearance to Vienna, please, sir.
November 737 Mike, clear to destination Vienna, S5 via Girda 3 Foxtrot, departure runway 27, squawk 5247.
Runway 27 cleared to Vienna via the Girda 3 Foxtrot, departure squawk 5247. November 737 Mike.
November 737 Mike, read the correct.
Thank you. Not that that's showing the other guys that some of us know how to get it right. Right, so we need to squawk 5247. Let's punch that in on the transponder now then. 3, 4, 5, 2, 4, 7, and let's go altitude off. At least he will be able to see us now. We can execute that, and that should be in. Let's go up to the top, and we want our V speeds. So V2 we want to put into 143. So let's just flip through the views. 143, you want to go plus 15. You see the guy approaching, he'll come out from like just behind where the route is up there. You'll see him in a second. He's just on approach now. It looks like there's someone taxiing out just up to the top right the screen. 43 plus 15 is going to be 58, so we will put in 158 knots in the speed there. Heading, let's spin that around to 270 roughly down the runway. Need to do a bit of work on my model matching on this so that we get the right aircraft showing up, because otherwise apparently that was a what was that? It's a 747 that just landed apparently. It might be the case. Right, 7,000 the initial altitude we want going by the SID. We'll plumb that in. Flight directors are both on, VNAV and LNAV. That's set there. We've got the pressure set across both. So let's set the
Runner 42
arrow reference 1,000 foot above what we are at the moment, so we're going to be looking at about 1,200.
Runner 45 either, we do not need the backtracker in the first one intersection echo.
Runner 4259 Roger, line up runway 27 intersection echo.
Line up await intersection echo, runner 45.
We'll probably do the same as well. We'll probably go from echo. So we'll go 1,220.
After 017, runway vacated by abrupt.
Right, so we've got the clearance.
017, welcome to Pula, taxi to the apron via
Do that.
Bravo.
Let's get the APU going.
Foxtrot to stand.
1, 2, 3. APU's kicking in.
Bravo,
Got the logo
Alpha
lights
and
on,
Foxtrot
position
to
lights
number
on,
8,
anti-collision light.
017.
Yeah, let's put that on. Here we are in our nice private 737. Isn't she pretty? Yeah, my model matching definitely needs work on. According to this, there's an Alaska 737 over there.
Azimuth 1017, correction. Taxi to the apron to stand.
Get that on, we've got the APU running, so let's get the APU on bus. The ground power
and
now.
6 Alpha, 017.
We can disconnect. And let's check the parking brake set, which it is. We'll remove the chocks. Now we're pretty much set for pushback. Make sure the fasten seatbelt signs are on.
Runner 4259, wind calm, runway 27, clear for takeoff.
Window heat's on.
Clear for takeoff, runway 27, runner
bleeds on.
4259.
And the packs are off at the moment, so that's all set, ready for start. Let's go for dim on the lights now. We don't need that fully bright. Get all the fuel pumps on. Pressurization. Let's quickly spin that round and set that to 35,000. Going to be our cruising altitude, which is there. We are good. Pula Tower, November 737, Mike, stand 3 with Charlie, requesting push and start.
November 737, Mike, pushback and start up for runway 27 approved, QNH 1024.
Push and start approved, runway 271024, November 737, Mike. Right, let's pre-plan our pushback. Only going to be a short little pushback here. There. Let's request it. We'll get the guy in to come and push us back. Let's get on our way. Hopefully before all the air traffic control disappears offline. Oh, there he is. I didn't hear any voice or anything for that. Which is strange. Normally it tells you that they're pulling up. There you go, look, you saw all these headlights come on. Obviously the second one behind is the one that's in the scenery. And the one that we're going to have pushing us back is going to be matey, and the one with the lights on that's pulling forward now.
Croatia line 64, request start up and push back.
Croatia 64, stand by for...
Now you'll see you've got some aircraft floating in the air where you've got people using either A, Xplane, or B, VATSIM.
Station calling Pula Tower, say again.
So he's lifting us up. Finally make sure everything's set. So they're all off. Now what, we'll put the electric hydraulic pumps on for the moment. So we've got the bleed air coming from the APU, not taking it on any of the packs, the cross bleeds. The isolation valve is open. He should be all good to push us back now. Release the parking brakes.
Contact Pula radar on 124.6. Thank you very much, bye bye.
Here we go.
Pula radar 124.6.
Pushing back now, start first of engine number 2.
Thank you, bye bye.
Put that to ground, look down here. Waiting for N2, there's N2 coming in. Fuel flow, wait for a bit of N1 rotation, we should see that as well up here. There's the N1. Waiting for 25% on the N2. And mate in the background to stop mumbling.
Yankee Victor Alpha, clear to destination, copy S files via
3, 4, there's 25. Bring in the fuel.
5, 2, 5, 1.
Wow, matey there's mumbling a bit, isn't he? Jesus. Start a cutout.
Yankee Victor Alpha, is that correct?
Start engine 1. Only a short push.
Africa 07 and 6 Alpha and block on. Thank you very much for ATC and see you next time. Bye bye.
Azimuth 017, thank you for flying to Pula.
Everything's coming to life now. Quickly have a look at the airport chart. Fuel can go in.
Croatia 64,
Parking brake is set.
runway 27 approved, QNH 1024.
Croatia airline for push and start approved, QNH 1024.
Okay. Start to count out, we've got 2 good engine starts.
Uniform, Tango Victor Alpha, startup approved, QNH 1024.
We'll go for flaps 5. Generator's on, he can disconnect. Turn off the APU bleed air. Turn on the packs. Close the cross feeds. That's all running. Now we can turn off the APU. The engine start switches to continuous. Trying to get out of here fairly sharpish. Probe heats can go on. That light can go off now. Flight controls just waiting on the yaw damper up there. That's out. Quick recall check. Flaps 5 there, RTO. Let's do a quick flight controls test. Full left, full right, neutral, full up, full down, neutral, full left on the rudder, full right on the rudder, and neutral. We are ready for taxi. Put the taxi and the runway turn off lights on. Pula Tower, November 737 Mike's ready for taxi, runway 27.
November 737 Mike, taxi to holding point runway 27 via Hotel Alpha Echo.
Hotel Alpha Echo to holding point runway 27, November 737 Mike. Cool. Let's get the show on the road.
Taxi 27, Victor Alpha.
Yankee Victor Alpha, standby for taxi.
December taxi, Victor Alpha.
So here we go. We should be able to basically go here at Hotel and then left turn onto Alpha and follow it around to Echo. So here's Hotel. Alpha should be running across from left to right. There's the runway ahead of us.
Yankee Victor Alpha, taxi to holding point runway 27 via Golf Alpha Echo.
There we go. We've got another one coming out behind us.
Golf Alpha Echo 27, Yankee Victor Alpha.
So let's start prepping everything for the departure. Auto throttle wheel alarm. We've got everything up there.
Flight attendants, please be seated for departure.
We're all good there.
Okay, the cabin is secured. Have a good flight.
That's Delta that we're going past now. Everyone's buckled in the back. There we go. That's the new alerts working. Down, 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 down. So we know that's working, which is good. Also, we should have a new landing rate display when I touch down. It should be over there at the bottom, rather than right in the middle of the screen, so it should be out of our way a little bit more. And 9,600. Yeah, we should have plenty of runway to depart straight from Echo rather than having to backtrack.
737 Mike, do you require full runway length or you can depart from intersection Echo?
Negative on the backtrack, we can take Echo, thank you, 737 Mike.
Roger. November 737 Mike, wind calm, runway 27 intersection Echo, cleared for takeoff.
Intersection Echo, runway 27, cleared for takeoff, November 737 Mike. Right, all the landing lights on.
27.
Taxi light can go off. Strobes on the wings.
Croatia 64, taxi to holding point, runway 27.
On runway
via
27.
Hotel Alpha Echo.
To holding point, Hotel Alpha.
Up to 40%.
For,
The engines are stable. And let's go Toga. And start the clock. Keep looking outside. 80 knots, check. E1.
10. Positive rate.
Gear up.
$400.
Check.
Pula Tower, Yankee Victor Alpha, holding point check for 27, 45%.
1,000 feet.
Yankee Victor Alpha, Roger, hold position.
Go for
inbound.
acceleration.
LDPL-LOWW 319.
We'll engage the autopilot.
Check for Yankee Victor Alpha.
So we're going to get handed over now. ready. Put in the frequency any second now. What's the thing I always miss on takeoff? Transponder to TAR rate. Flaps up.
November 737, Mike, contact Pula radar on 124.6. Thank you very much. Have a nice flight. Bye bye.
Pula radar on 124 decimal. Was that 6? 737, Mike.
November 737, Mike, correct.
Thanks for the service. Goodbye. 1246 is what we want.
Yankee Victor Alpha, are you able to depart?
Pula radar, very good evening to you. November 737 Mike, passing through 6,200.
November 737 Mike, Pula, good evening, identified, climb flight level 210.
Climb flight level 210, 737 Mike. 210. Leveled out at 7,000, but here we go. There's 210. VNav. Carry on the climb. And we're cleared to a flight level, so let's go standard. Passing flight level 76 now. Hey Slabster, I have a challenge for you. Go play the OG flight sim from the 198 something. Yeah. Well, you mean the one that's just a bunch of pixels on a screen? Yeah, that'll be a challenge. Through 9, flight level 90. Let's check the pressurization. Differential pressure's going up, which is good. Engine start switches. Yeah, I remember Slavster. I think I forgot it last stream, didn't I? I don't know why. So, I'm sorry for that. But yes, I remember you, my friend. Hope you're well. So, let's get a little bit of light on wrong one, background. You can see the flashing. Look, as we go through the cloud layer, that's the strobe lights reflecting back off the clouds. We get a little bit of light.
Ladies and gentlemen, as we climb to our cruise altitude,
Landing gear goes to the off position. I'm so pissed and properly angry today. Why, mate? Tell us why.
Even if the sign is off, please keep
That's not good. We don't like piss Slavster.
Unexpected rough air.
Cruise 12,000. Turn off the main landing lights.
We've now reached an altitude where it is safe to use
Again.
approved electronic devices.
Check the pressurization, which is good.
Please be
Recall.
reminded that federal regulations prohibit the use of cellular network services during the flight. After the meal service, duty-free sales will begin. The catalog in your seat pocket describes the merchandise available today. We accept all major credit cards, US dollars, and other currencies for duty-free purchases.
See, this will be nice when the new computer's here. Nice little panoramic shots like this will be nice and smooth. No jerkiness as we pan around the aircraft.
November 737 Mike, contact Austria Vet on 130.450.
130.450 for 737 Mike. Thanks for the service. Bye bye. One 130. Or 50. Adria Radar, very good evening to you. November 737 Mike with you through flight level 174.
November 737 Mike, after heading.
Radar heading 011, 737 Mike. There was this TV I wanted, Sony flat CRT, 72cm diameter, so nice big one. Came to get it. It was free on the street, and this guy, lovely fella, comes with a car and picks it up like 5 seconds before.
76 descent altitude 8,000 feet, UNH 1025.
Descent altitude 8,000 feet, UNH 1015.
And literally throws it in the boot. Oh wow, yeah, I'd be pissed as well. I would be pissed as well.
Altitude QNH 1025.
Correction, QNH 1025.
So let's flick the seatbelt signs off. Let the guys wander about around the back. I know what it'll do with it. It'll burn off the plastic and sell the metal. Yeah, and I'm guessing you actually wanted it to use as a telly as well.
Zero 8 for Superbound blocks, that's standard before. Thanks very much for today. Good night.
Yeah. Not good, mate. Not good.
Otherwise, good evening, Pierre. False rate with you, follow 340, direct Corpa.
Last 30 seconds,
Level Bulgaria 438, sir. By level 340, direct Corpa.
Bulgaria 438, identify.
We're flight level 210 at the moment. We should really be cleared up to 350. But with only 80 miles to the top of descent, start having a look at...
Radar redirect Lima 6, you have to first take stand of our choice.
Start looking at the approach that we're going to be flying anyway as we head through some clouds. Top of descent, it looks like we're going to be on the Nix 1 Whiskey
6 taxi
arrival.
Alpha
2. We haven't got scenery, so we're on default, so we'll just taxi to all the gates we've got.
The smell of burnt plastic or rubber. He does that almost every week, and then half the town smells like burnt rubber. Nice.
Easy with the Lima 6, you should also be able to find out to that.
Basically, the long and the short of it is he's a bit of a knob, really, by the sounds of things.
Yeah, it's old gate, so you should be having none of the new gates.
I'm looking on the charts, I've got golds, I've got whiskies, and I've got echoes. I can't see any alphas.
So we're going to be flying the Nixie 1 Whiskey arrival by the looks of things.
Easy with the 6
Got find it. Which I can't. It's on here. Make sure I've got the right airport selected. I have, Vienna.
EV Victor Lima 6. Sort of it. Wrong airport. Yeah. Alpha 8. Oh, yeah, oh, great. Yeah, taxi this is
No problem, stand on my choice, easy Victor 6.
See who's online. Yep, Vienna ATIS we've got on 122950, so let's punch that in over here.
Actually, 76 TOD sent us.
122 950. So punch that in on COM2.
0, arrival runway 29, pilot runway 29 frequency is either 109, decimal 7, or 109, decimal 55, depending on your scenery. Departure runway 29, transition level 110, wind 240, degree 6 knots, cap OK, temperature 23, viewpoint 13 GNH 1023 known 6. Advice on initial contact you have information might.
Disappointed the reg isn't.
This is Wien-Schwächert information might at time 1920.
have to do a repaint.
Arrival runway 29.
So we're coming in on runway 29.
Frequency is either 109, decimal 7,
no,
or
that's
109,
77,
decimal 55, depending on your scenery. Departure runway 29, transit.
AJ Radar, say again, sorry for 737 Mike.
Number 77, Mike, Lamper 350.
Roger, 350, if possible, could we take 270? We're not that far from top of descent now anyway.
Okay, 270.
270, thank you.
Contact 2119, contact Beam Beta 134.35.
We'll take 270, we'll climb up there. And we'll reset the pressurization to 270. There's no point in going all the way up to 35.
873, contact Beam Beta 134.
Right, let's just try and get the information that they're using on the ATIS.
3 viewpoint 13 GNH 1023
1023.
Advice on initial contact you have information. This is Wien-Schwächert information might at time 1920. Arrival run
1023 on the pressure. Got that set ready for the way down. Connor, if I forget, remember it's information Mike. Using reserve fuel, I doubt it somehow. I doubt it quite a lot. Right, so let's look at the chart for the ILS 29. Runway 16, runway 29. The ILS for 29, Tads, oi oi. Welcome back to the stream. Right, so the
SU
minimum,
76 Alpha Kilo descend
the minimums we're going to be looking at, so it's going to be 800 feet barrow.
Please say again, SU 76 Alpha Kilo?
SU 76 Alpha Kilo descend altitude 4,000 feet.
You can see that just at the bottom of the PFD. There it is. There's the minimums, 800, and we're going to be looking for the inbound frequency of 10955. Put that in here.
Inwipe 430 descend altitude via Never 7 Alpha available.
Yes, the Never 7 Alpha and the
10955, right, I've got that set up in the ILS.
1023.
29, we've got the minimum set. We'll use auto brake 2.
1,000 to go.
1,000 to go, check.
Austria radar, good night, first airline.
I'm out at the minute, so on the phone. Nice. Very nice. Enough about that, I don't know how to call him and not get banned. Sorry Slavs, I only just saw that. No, it's cool. Come join in. Come join me on our flight to Vienna.
290, first airline.
FMC speed, VNAV path, and here is flight level 270. That's our cruising altitude.
Indicator flight identity climb level 250.
Climb 250, Victor Alpha.
So you can see we're basically a third of the way through the trip. If you look up at the top, up there, third of the way through the trip, and yet we're not a million miles now on top of descent.
Variable 1 knot runway 30 net.
Hopefully, oh, I thought Xplane was about to crash on me then.
Advice 430 descent altitude 4,000 feet. Clear to left runway 12.
Descending 4,000 feet, clear to west 12, otherwise 430.
So, we are, how far are we from top of descent now? Let's change this in the FMC. Altitude constraint at Nixie, that's fine. There we go. Now I've changed it to 270. See, the aircraft's now accelerating because it knows that this is our cruise altitude. We're not going to get any higher. It's also got rid of the top of climb on the nav display because obviously we're not going to be climbing anymore. We can get ready any minute now. We can start calling for descent. FPS is dropping a little bit in the stream by the looks of things. Couldn't tell you why though. That's really tanking.
Bulgaria 46, request descent.
Level area 138, descent.
Yeah, it's the clouds that are causing that.
Indicating flight level 340, down to 120, Bulgaria 438, thank you, sir.
Lufthansa 419,
That's a bit better.
You come to do that.
Put it on max FPS and it should sort things out a little bit more. It probably won't display quite so many clouds. Which is fine. I'll be able to turn that up with the new PC build. I should have a countdown timer, I think. Countdown to the new PC build. But yeah, guys, let me know what you think about the new alerts, whether or not you think they're any good. And we need to come up with a name for our captain that shows on all the alerts. So our new touchdown one, for example, should be able to get it to show a sample. Bloody hell! How will my FPS doing then? So there you go. There's a test showing what the new touchdown is going to look like. Captain Beanie. Yes, he will be. That is exactly who he will be.
Otherwise, what do you do for establish when I want
Captain Beanie.
Canvas 430, wind 030 degrees from Vienna. And 128.
Beautiful.
It's on from I want to.
I like it a lot.
If you say the 76 kilo test gate 4 by cover.
Taxi to gate 4.
I was just pulling over when I heard you say that. Captain Beanie, it has got to be. I like that. One 3435, I reckon, is probably going to be the next frequency. Let's plumb that in now. 134-350. So there we go, that's the halfway point. Damn, lost connection. Yeah, it's the joy of watching on your phone on 4G. Right, we are getting close to top of descent now. Let's just have a look and see how far away we are. So we go to the progress page on the FMC. Here we go, top of descent. 16 miles, or it will be in a second anyway. 13435. Radar, very good evening to you. November 737 Mike with you, flight level 270.
November 737 Mike, good evening sir, identified. Decent flight level 180 61 whiskey arrival.
Send flight level 180 Nixie 1 whiskey arrival, November 737 Mike. And a flight level 180. we'll dial that in, go down here, and we go to the descent page, descend now, and execute. And the aircraft will start descending. Down we go. The aircraft will basically roll the engines back. And I think, if I remember rightly, we basically descend at 1,000 feet per minute until the aircraft regains the VNAV profile, and then it will go into an open. Is it an? I'm trying to think how it's described in Boeing. I think it's an open descent, basically throttle closed, and descending just using pitch and vertical speed to maintain speed during the descent. Transition level is 11,000. So we'll bear that in mind. At the moment we're about 1,500 feet below the profile. Ground speed of 410 knots. Call that about 450 mile an hour for cash. What's the restriction at Niggsy? Restriction at Niggsy is to be below flight level 180. So let's go for a level change descent, which will roll the throttles right back. It should get us down a lot quicker. There we go. Now we'll be at flight level 180 before Niggsy. No speed brake or anything, just literally pull the power back and let the aircraft maintain 294.95 knots.
Austin 1405, climb flight level 340, no ability to see ahead. Monitor Unicom 152, descending. Bye bye.
Climb flight level 340, going to Unicom and 122.
Although in theory we shouldn't need to actually do that, because the profile should have us sort of at or below 18,000 come Niggsy. So I've just taken that out a little bit, get the aircraft to maintain the speed. I've gone into vertical speed mode. 1,500 feet per minute in the descent will have us at 18,000 feet just before Niggsy.
November 77 Mike, contact Wien Radar, frequency 134.675,
134.675 and November 737 Mike.
November 737 Mike, confirm 134.675.
FM 134.675, November 737 Mike. Thanks for the service, bye. One 134.675.
EV560 radar contact, continue climb flight level 240.
Flight level 240.
In radar, very good evening to you. November 737 Mike with you, passing through flight level 206 for 180 information, Mike.
November 737 Mike, in for November, current expect ILS to Vienna, descent flight level 120.
Down to 120, expect ILS runway 29 and November is current 737 Mike. Yeah, these guys in Vienna are pretty switched on. down to flight level 120. And we're basically back on profile now, so let's dial in the VNAV. And stay back on profile. We'll come down and then we're going to hit the deceleration point in a minute, where the aircraft is going to slow itself down, because obviously we want to be doing less than 250 knots when we get below 10,000. So as we come down through 20,000 feet, let's put the fasten seatbelt sign on.
Gentlemen, the captain has called. I have supplied to remain seated. He does give us clearance to move without the captain. We'll begin our service at that time. Thank you.
So this is going to put us just above the transition level, so we'll still be on standard pressure of 1013. And it'll still be a flight level. We won't be down to altitude just yet. Be 1,000 feet above transition. As we said, that's at flight level 110. But it's all good. We're in a descent to Niggsy. You know what, let's have a quick, let's double check the FMC, see what that's saying. Drag required. It wants drag because it's now at the decel point. Coming left. Niggsy 1 whiskey arrival. There's Vienna there. So we're going to be on runway 29, which is this one. Just have a look. Details, conditions. Oh, it doesn't actually give you the frequencies for the ILS. That's fair enough. See if I can get the Vienna approach frequency. Vienna radar 134675. Okay, so that's fine. Director, I don't think we've got on. Tower will be after that, I'd imagine. See what frequency tower's using. Oh no, 134670 is there. I don't think we've got anyone on tower. No, we're not, so we're going to be with this guy all the way down now. There was someone on tower earlier on.
November 737, Mike, turn right heading 040.
Right, 040737 Mike. There we go, radar vectors. Zero 40, set, heading select.
There we
go, you can see if you look down at the nav display what he's doing. He's cutting out a huge chunk of the route for us. Go back to a 1500 feet per minute descent. Maintain 270. Should then clear us lower in a second as well. We're about 40... yeah, call it about 40 miles from touchdown, I reckon. Vienna is probably that set of lights off in the distance there. One to go, check. See if the guy gives us any lower in a minute.
November 737, make descent 5,000 feet, QNH 1023.
5,000 feet, 1023, 737 Mike. 5,000 feet, and let's change over now to the regional QNH 1023, passing through 12,300 feet now. 12,200 feet now. It's checked down to 5,000. The sea will be down nice and low. Let's just wind back the speed now. 250 knots. And we'll relax the rate of descent to help us slow down. Come back to 1,000 feet per minute rate of descent.
In rather good night, press line 54, flight level 220
I must admit, it is a lot nicer playing this with proper air traffic control now.
Flight level 110.
Hopefully you guys can hear it all alright. There we go. Speed's come back nicely now. In fact, let's go into level change. So we're approaching 10,000 feet. Let's check up here. Pressurization's all looking good. Check the airfield elevation, so I've left that at 0. The airfield elevation in Vienna is 600 feet. Yeah, we definitely want to change that. 600 feet. That's set. Recall is checked. Nothing on there. Let's get the fixed landing lights on as we pass through 10,000 feet. 250 knots. We're maintaining a nice 1,500 feet per minute descent down to 5,000 feet. Reach 5,000 feet, and I would imagine he is going to give us a further descent. See what the platform altitude is for the ILS on runway 29, shall we? $3,000. So that'll be our next altitude that it'll give us. Bring us into 3,000 feet. And then from 3,000 feet it will then be a case of intercepting the localizer and then the glide slope and then into land on runway 29. I don't know where we're going to come off of 29 at the moment. Let's bring up the ground chart as well. Runway 29 will probably look at coming off at about halfway down, if we can, which is going to be Alpha 7. Get down a little bit lower and we'll hand fly this approach, shall we? I'll make a nice change.
November 737 Mike, turn left heading 020, defense 3,000 feet.
020 he wants us to go to. 020, 3,000 feet, 737 Mike. There we go. This is basically his vector now for the ILS. No rocking the wings. Oh, but Connor, that's half the fun. Now we're in the 737. What's that point there? It's Whiskey 961 or something, isn't it? 951.
Croatia 64, defense 7,000 feet, QNH 1023.
So we're still descending now down to 3,000 feet. We're descending at about... Ooh, the aircraft decided to go on a little bump there for a second. We're still doing 250 knots. We're going to want to start slowing down in a second. Now we're in level change mode. The problem being, if I choose it to slow down while we're in level change mode, then we'll stop descending. Let's roll the speed back to 220 knots. And we'll keep a rate of descent at 1,200 feet per minute. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put in a little bit of speed brake. To just help us slow down. We'll be level at 3,000 feet before the basically point where we should be intercepting the localizer. Can't really see the flaps or the wings. There is a way that I can make it so we will be able to see a little bit more. Let's put the wing lights on. And now when we go back to that view, there we go. You can see the speed brakes raised slightly, just to help us slow down. And we're going slow enough. Let's put some flaps in. Go flaps 1. There's Vienna. You can see it off in the distance there, look. Lit up beautifully. Passing 3,600, so I'll be level in a minute.
November 737, Mike, turn left heading 320, clear ILS, 29er.
Left to 320, cleared ILS, runway 29er, 737 Mike.
2,500.
320, there's the 2,500 foot call. Speed back now, we'll tab that on the flaps up speed. And we'll arm Vorlock as well.
2,500.
The ILS is identified. Speed's coming down nicely, let's go flaps 2. And we'll put the speed brake away and arm it for the landing. Flaps 5. Localizer is alive. Flaps 10. The wide slope is alive. Let's make sure I selected a VREF speed. I hadn't. VREF's 139. Bring the speed right back now. Arm approach mode. Let that do the initial bit while I sort the speeds and everything out. VREF is 139. We'll do VREF plus 5, so we're going to do 144. Flaps 15, gear down. Hello, hello. Autopilot's coming off.
November 737 Mike, the wind 250 is 6 knots, runway 29, clear to land.
Runway 29 clear to land, 737 Mike. Speed brakes around. Let's go flaps 25. Get a bit of trim in. Speed's coming down nicely now. We'll leave the auto throttle on for the moment.
November 737 Mike, the wind 350, correction, the wind 250 is 6 knots, runway 29, clear to land.
Runway 29 clear to land, 737 Mike.
Feet stabilized, Mr. Birch, altitude set.
I obviously didn't press the button when I meant to transmit that last time. We're getting a little bit low on the glide slope.
I have a 30 Info November on board.
Flaps 30.
Request clearance ID.
I'll be with you in a sec, Ted.
I call you back. Break, Croatia 6-4, turn left heading 330, clear to left to line up. Croatia 6-4, disregard. Continue on present heading, defense 3000 feet, sorry.
There we go. Back on the glide slope.
Croatia 6-4,
visual with the airfield.
Approaching 29.
Croatia 6-4, yeah.
Let's
Croatia 6-4,
bring the order throttle off now.
I forgot to bring you down. Turn right heading 020, descend 3000 feet.
And 3000 feet, and right 0,
500.
Check.
Croatia 6-4 for my confirmation 3000 feet.
300.
Loud motion 6-4, November, ready to copy? Good,
A little bit high.
For November.
There we go.
Loud motion 6-4 November, cleared
landing.
Orbit 2 Charlie, initially 5000 feet, walk 1000.
50.
Good flag, request to travel departure 5
10.
initially score 1000, loud motion 6-4 November.
I'll take that.
Loud motion 6-4 November, lead back is correct. And loud motion 4 November, we're ready for push in that one. So we're push. 80 loud motion 6-4
Manual
November,
braking.
loud motion post.
Stay the reversers.
4 November.
Well,
Croatia 6-4, turn right
felt
heading 110.
pretty smooth to me.
Ladies and gentlemen, please remain seated with your seatbelt fastened and your carry-on items stowed until the aircraft is parked at the gate and the captain has turned off the seatbelt sign. We ask that you please use caution when opening the overhead.
And November 737 Mike, runway 29 vacated.
You may now use mobile phones and other handheld
November 737 Mike, taxi to gate Delta 24 via Mike and exit 8.
Before you leave the aircraft, please be sure to check your seat pockets.
Delta 24 via Mike and exit 8, 737 Mike.
We'd like to thank you for flying with us. We've enjoyed having
Let's
you
just
on
bring
board
up
today and look
the
forward to serving you again soon.
parking
Thank you.
stands.
Have a great day.
Delta 24, so that's on the end of the east pier. Roll forward a little bit. Let's turn off the landing lights. Get the taxi lights and the runway turn-offs on. And, oh, what's that? The strobes will turn off as well. Flaps all the way up. And let's fire up the APU for when we get on stand.
Croatia 6-4, turn right heading 210.
10 right,
APU starting. This should be Mike. And over there is exit. What exit's that? Exit 11. They want us at exit 8. There's 10. There's 9, so 8's a little way down the road yet. Welcome to Vienna, everyone. We'll go back and we'll watch the replay in a second once we're shut down and disconnected from VATSIM.
Croatia 6-4, turn right heading 260.
Is exit 9, so we'll be taking the next one on the left.
260 cleared the ILS 9er crest 4.
So kind of when the new one's built, are you going to come over and we'll multi-crew this? By the way, the answer I'm looking for is yes. Here we go, exit 8. One of these in front of us. Delta 24 is the one just off to the left. There's 25. Means Delta 24 is going to be in here. Good lad. There you can see the problem with online, and some people using FSX and some people using Xplane. Floating plane there, but you can get over that. Runway turn-offs can go off. Taxi light can go off so we don't blind everyone. And hey, how are you doing? Let's bring her in and we'll bring her to a nice gentle stop. Just about there, should do lovely. Look down, parking brakes on. Flip the generators over to the APU. Shut down.
Croatia 6-4, the wind
Flaps are up.
activities 8 knots runway
Speed brakes are down.
Clear to land first.
Yay!
Hey, pants with 100 bits. A king air load of bits to be precise. There we go. Welcome to Vienna, ladies and gentlemen. We're in there. Oh, let's disarm that. And Vienna, November 737. Mike is stand Delta 24, shutting down. Thanks for the service tonight.
November 737, Mike, thanks for flying Vienna. Good evening, boys.
So disconnect there. Right, so we're disconnected from VATSIM, so now we can go back and we can watch the replay. I thought it looked pretty smooth. Still taxiing there, still taxiing there. There we go, we're on the runway. How about here should do nicely.
2500. Definitely think you should be a controller guy.
A controller?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Well, the person you're freaking talking to.
Oh yeah.
Because you could really annoy people and make the fuckers taxi around for 10 minutes.
That's very true. It's very true. Here we go. Oh, why are you on that runway? That makes no sense. Surely it'd make more sense if you were at the end of the runway I'm about to land on. Here we go. Master Tads is here. I don't know where his stream is. I think he's sorting bits out like I was earlier.
Yeah.
There we go. Right, let's see how smooth this looks then. Oh, buttery. What was that? 225 feet per minute. And there they are. Just in time pants, you can see the new little touchdown guy in the corner. Captain Beanie himself. Come on then, let's see how, let's do the important bit. Let's see how that would have looked for the passengers. That's what we all want to know.
Right.
It's a shame you can't drag that box anyway. Be like my flight next Sunday. Do you know what? I could probably do a replica of your flight next Sunday. Who are you going with again? You're going with EasyJet, aren't you? That's the side everyone wants to sit. Side where you can see the airport all lit up nicely. This is just stock scenery as well. This is what ships with Xplane for Vienna. Pretty damn nice. Pretty damn nice.
Pretty good.
Pretty good. But yes, Master Tads is hiding in here in Discord. There we go. Off the runway. EasyJet Gatwick to Faro. Yeah, it will be. That'll be a scare bus. I have got one on here. I might even try loading it up. But strange enough, last time I went out in the Airbus, I think I need to get the newer, better version that they've got. Last time I went out in the Airbus, it didn't want to follow the route that I'd plugged in. It was off making up its own mind where the thing wanted to go. Which is why I've gone back to flying the 737.
Get your frickin' head out. Subbed.
Actually, yeah, Tads, are you watching the stream at the moment?
I've got it on my Mac. I can't hear it, but I can see it.
Where's the resub one that you did? Here we go, look. See if that works. There we go.
Right, can you get out of the way of the light?
You never know, maybe you'll be my pilot next week. I could be if well, yeah, I mean, if I can pick up a commercial license, an instrument rating, a type rating and everything in a week, yeah, pretty good chance.
Right.
You just have to let me know whether or not their landings are as smooth as that.
I just got to sort my mic out now.
Nice.
Oh, it's not working.
I can hear you if that helps.
Yeah, no, but OBS can't.
Yeah, no. Yeah, no, that doesn't matter. Gav, shut up.
Yeah. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Right, filter.
I've got 50 Bentleys in the West Indies.
It doesn't matter. Right, oh.
You're dancing, we've got to go out on the beer soon. I don't actually dance like that. that is done somewhat for show. I dance much worse than that.
And I missed it as well.
Oh, I'm sure someone will probably clip it.
Okay. Say something, innit?
Me?
No, I'm getting Joe to say something so I can
I
get
see.
and ball down.
Boink.
When I nod, you say something because otherwise it's going to pick my voice up.
So, where should we go next? I'm thinking we should do something, I don't know, possibly the other side of the Atlantic. Maybe something Caribbean.
Joe, say something.
Do something Caribbean. Let's see what air traffic's on.
Hello.
I don't think I've actually tried out. Do you know what? I don't think I've actually looked and seen what St Martin looks like on Xplane.
Gav, I'll be back in a sec, mate, because I've got to keep talking to set this up.
Yeah, no worries. No worries. Yeah, let's try out St Martin. So you guys will have all seen the videos of the island out in the Dutch Antilles, where the aircraft come ridiculously low over the beach. I think that's the one we've got to try out, really, isn't it? Come out of replay mode. Flight configuration. Now, change location. We want to go for Tango November Charlie Mike. Princess Juliana International. Or, where else is near there? No, actually no, sorry, we will go out of here. We'll go out of here, we'll go from there. Tell you what, I know what we'll do. Let's see whether or not the stream likes the Cessna. We'll go out from here, which I think is where the GA apron is. And just for you, Connor, if you're still watching, go out in the 152. Find a nice November Reg 152. Give this bad boy a go. 1648 local, that'll be a nice time. Start new flight. Or I might have
bad boy a go.
Bad boy.
I could still hear you, I just knew it in my mic.
Right, so while we're doing this, you don't need the progress and is it Benny 1? It is Benny 1 up there. So you don't really need that up there.
No, sure. I'm sure that this had studio. Oh, it's got studio mode.
Actually, we'll leave Benny 1 on there. We just won't do progress because we're not actually flying to and from anywhere. But at least you can still see the speed and altitude and all the rest of that gubbins. Right, while this is loading up, I'm going to go and grab a drink.
You're going to go and grab a drink?
So, here is
Frickin' point of that.
the Cessna 152. The aircraft that I'd imagine pretty much any pilot, no matter what they fly nowadays, has flown at some point. Little warhorse that it is. Definitely not a 737-800, so we can get rid of that along the bottom. Put the radio off for a second. And okay, so I haven't got XCamera set up on this yet, which is fine. It means I can just right click to look around. Happy days. Let's get rid of the yoke for a second, if I can. Can I get rid of the yoke?
You're yoking, ain't you?
Hey. Unfortunately. What the point though? That one ain't.
Oh, I got there.
Right. So let's have a look. This is what the outside of it looks like. You've probably seen these fly over the top of you countless times.
Right.
While you've been out and about.
So, what have I got to do?
So let's go and see what this airport looks like. It is
I'm thinking
default.
Do you know what? I've got to fill my ciggy up. That's what I need to do.
Yeah, this is default. So this isn't any kind of add-on scenery, this. But saying that, so was Vienna. Let's jump in. See what we can get into in this wee beastie. Let's go master switch on. Try and remember how to start a 152 now. Down there and switch through the views. Oh, hello.
Starting soon. That one.
What
That one.
the hell?
What the fuck?
What the fuck?
What the fuck?
There we go. Right.
Right, so...
Fuel's on there.
Think about this now.
So we've got that. I don't think the 152 has a fuel pump, does it? 1, 2, 3, 4.
Man, go right.
4 primes. There we go. Just started. Low voltage. Not anymore. Now the alternator's running. Oh no, don't do that. Whoa. Right, yes, I do need to remap the buttons. Joystick. And we need to go to the CQ6. So I want that one now not to be mixture, I want that to be throttle. There. That to be mixture 1, not mixture 2. Oh no, hang on. On it. That's none. That one's the one we want to be the mixture. That should be good. Ah, no. That needs reversing. Ooh, shit.
Oh, you dirty twat.
There we go. All the way forward. Start up again. That needs reversing as well, apparently. Right, here we go.
Oh, might need to start my
Wow, this is bizarre how this is working. Right, that does need reversing the mixture. There we go. Mixture full up. Now we've got it working. Right, that's how it should be. Rudder pedals are fine. Right, let's release the parking brake. Let's go flying. Put some flaps in. Well, we got 1,200 meters that way. What have we got the other way? $973. That'll be plenty. Plenty of room. Are you ready, boys and girls?
Children of all ages.
Oh yes. Wind on the power. And away we go. 40 knots, there's 50. Bring the flaps in. That's what she said. So here we go, climbing out of Princess Juliana towards the mountains and everything, which is the reason you don't approach from this direction. Come back around somewhere with a nice little sailing boat out in the water down there. What a nice. Back on the power a bit.
I'm streaming 12 months of records.
So here we go. There you go, Connor. You wanted to know what the 152 looked like. Here she is. She looks and feels everything basically, but smells like a 152. So what we'll do is we will have a look. See how the beach area looks. Well, the hotel area out on the far side looks pretty well modelled. Just wind the power all the way off now. Coming in flapless at the moment. No flaps. There we go. Dump them all in at once. It's fairly good. It's got the bar down there, although it's not obviously modelled precisely like it. Okay. Car park down there. The guys at Princess Juliana, I don't think would take too kindly to us bombing around their airfield like this. But who cares? Oh, death. All contaminants are removed from the fuel. Well, that's a given. Now, what I would like to see actually, bearing in mind that the terrain on Xplane for the most part so far has been better than P3D. It's going into St. Bart's, which obviously is the other one that you see on all the videos and that on YouTube, where the aircraft drops down over the hill on approach. And what I might start doing is when I start streaming, I might do like a challenging approaches kind of jobby, you know. So we can do the likes of Paro and Toluca, and I mean here I suppose people call this a challenging approach. Only challenging because it's not an ILS. It's a fairly short runway I suppose to put a 7.4 onto. Full flaps. Yeah, it looks pretty good actually. It does look pretty good. Skiathos would be another good one to have a look at. Ooh, that was a bit harder that time I think. What did that come up as? I don't know. Can't see it that well on my little preview. Right. I'm going to swap the 152 for a 172. And then we are going to fly to St. Bart's. Should really get some ortho for around here. I think that would make that look pretty cool. Having the right, let's do a quick 180 here. Shut down. Oh, vapor lock. I didn't know they were actually including vapor lock and stuff like that in this. That's quite cool. Nice. Right, anyway, let's change aircraft. We're going to go for the Airfoil Labs 172. We'll put that in the same place. Yeah, let's do that. We'll put it in the same place, and then we will fly from Princess Juliana, and we will fly to St. Bart's. So I'll be back in just a moment. So there we go, we're all loaded up with our 172. I don't know why the mixture isn't working on this. Let's have a look. There's some funky settings for this. Controllers. Where's the one about the mixture? There we go. that's that done. Why it's now not changing anything with the mixture, I don't know. Fair enough. So let's try and remember how to start the 172. So let's go battery on. And make sure the fuel is on, which it is. Turn the fuel pump on. Which is there. Bring the mixture up. Wait for the fuel flow to come up. Pull it back off. Turn the fuel pump off. Crank the throttle a little. And then there we go. Ticking over at about 1,000. Lean it off. Oh, hello. I'm down. Gently, Bentley. So, no, don't die on me. There we go. Right. Let's get the alternator on. That's the low voltage light out. They're all working swimmingly. So the next bit that we want, let's bring the avionics master on. That played the engine up a little bit, bringing the avionics on. That's fine. Switch the nav radio from nav to GPS and let it finish off doing its thing. There we are, we've got a nice 430. I don't know whether or not you can actually fit the new funky 750s in this, like the ones from Reality XP. You might be able to. So we want to go. Probably best that I actually find out what the ICAO is for St. Bart's. Let's find out what it is. There's something on the avionics firing up. So, this is the one. Gustav the Third Airport. Tango Foxtrot Foxtrot Juliet. Apparently. T F F J. Distance 17.1 miles. Nice. Right. Let's get this puppy airborne, shall we? Pants is back. Right, mix is fully rich. Just realised I haven't done any of the walk around in this, so there is a strong possibility that I could find out any second now that I've still got a pitot cover or something on. Let's have a quick look outside before I go anywhere. No. We're fine. We are fine. Let's take off over the beach, shall we? There we go. That quietens the sound right down. Noise cancelling headset, obviously. And you put that in. There we go. Get her up into the air. So the direct track we want to fly is 133, apparently. Isn't a million miles from where we're pointing at the moment. We're trying to come around to the right a bit. About there should do it for the moment. Bit too quiet now, really, isn't it? There we go. So here we are. Definitely would look better with ortho around here, I think. Bet the sea looks a lot more realistic when you do that. Oh, I wonder. I wonder. Because we're actually getting further away looking at the distance. I wonder if that's a direct track from... So if we do the direct opposite of 133, it should be fairly obvious because that distance should start going down fairly sharpish, which it is. Let's cheat a little bit with this, shall we? That'll be the storm warner going off. Let's take control manually for a second, shall we? Yeah, we're definitely heading in the right direction now. Come back into power a little bit. 2,500 feet, that should do nicely. We'll put in heading mode. quite know where that's going. I don't like the autopilot on this LLS 2Y52YL. Name's a little bit of a mouthful, but hey, welcome to the stream. How you doing? $16 miles from St. Bart's. Try and trim this sucker out a little bit. Thank you for the follows, very much appreciated. Welcome to the stream. We're going from St. Martin and we are flying to St. Bart's. So basically we're going from the place that everyone sees the YouTube videos of the big aircraft landing over the beach, and we're going to the one where the little aircraft land down the hill. At least that's the plan. Flying the Dreamfoil Cessna 172. And yeah, we're cruising along now. 2.5, well in fact no, climbed a little bit. Getting up to about 3,000 feet now. Lean the aircraft off a bit. What have we got? 14 miles to go apparently. You want to be a pilot someday? Awesome. Definitely doable. It's not a cheap ambition. Definitely doable though. And I'm guessing when you say you want to be a pilot, what, you want to be an airline pilot or? But now I'm an electric engineer. There's not bad money in that. You get to some of the higher levels of the flying stuff that you do. Being an electric engineer probably wouldn't be quite handy, especially when it comes to understanding how airline or electrical systems work. And something like this, they're pretty easy. On an airliner, not so much. How far have we got to go? 12 miles. 12 miles to go. How much is it to get a pilot's license? What, just a private one, Jay, or? If you just want a private license, you're probably looking at, I would say, about £5 grand. Yeah, the one I've got at the moment, it costs you probably about 5-6 grand to do. I say that, I mean, I managed to do it in the in the minimum hours required, and that was because where I did it at uni, I was flying day in, day out, and it just makes it a lot easier. Yeah, flying these is pretty much like driving a car, just driving a car in the air. It's a pretty good way of describing it, to be honest. Similar kind of technology. if you understand how a car engine works, then you're going to have a pretty good idea how an airplane engine works. The only things, there's a few extra bits that you've got to consider. Most of the older aircraft that you'll fly about in are all do handbrake turn, yeah. I'll do something like a handbrake turn in a minute, yeah. Yeah, most of the older stuff that you've got is all going to be carb fed. There's, I mean, yeah, the newer stuff you'll find will have fuel injection. Well, yeah, I suppose that is a fairly big difference, Jay, yeah. Now that you mention it. Yeah, there is that element to it. But yeah, most of the engines, so the engine that's powering this one, there'll be a Lycoming in the 172. So that'll be carb fed. And obviously with up where you're flying, you've got to think about certain bits that you wouldn't in a car. For example, you're never going to have to worry about actually, do you know what? I'm starting to think now. I don't know whether or not the 172 is carb fed. Might be fuel injection. Connor will be able to tell me if he's still in there. Connor's got a lot more experience on 172s than I have. Yeah, but obviously, you know, when air goes into, when basically you're forcing air into a smaller vessel, so into the intakes and that you need to then feed it into the carb. You force it in, and basically you can cause it to cool down. It's the Venturi effect. Join that up with the fact that obviously flying around you can get a lot of moisture in the air. You can actually end up with ice forming on the carb, or ice blocking the intake to the carb. Strange enough called carburetor icing. So that's another thing that you've got to think of, because obviously do that, get enough ice build up, and that's going to block any air that's going in. That's going to knacker your air fuel mixture, and it's going to kill the engine. Alright man, night. Thank you for dropping by the stream. Hopefully catch you soon. So the way they get round it is well, in the way that you'd expect basically. You might as well use the engine to sit there and give you a solution to it as well. So basically you take air, you take hot air off the exhaust, and run that back through to heat up the carb intake. The whole point being you can obviously warm it up and stop ice from forming. Oh, okay. The only reason I say that is because I can't see and I'll show you for why in a minute. Because the PA-28s that I fly have carb heat. So unless Cessna have got the engine engineered differently on this, so it doesn't need it. The Pipers that I fly definitely have carb heat, and it's a little basically switch down by the throttle, little lever down by the throttle. I've still got the fucking flaps out. Jesus Christ! After takeoff checks, Gav. No wonder I'm going so bloody slow. There we go. Retrim that now. There we go. Yeah, I can't see that on this. But yeah, basically the engines on these things are pretty much big ass 4-cylinder 4-cylinder engines. The PA28 that I fly is a 180 horsepower 4-cylinder. But you pull the cowling up on them, and you can see the size of the cylinder heads. Big old fucking things. Even more so when you start getting to some of their more powerful aircraft, like the 320 horsepower ones. Right, so in theory, according to what the GPS is saying, St. Bart's should be down here, off to my right, near enough south from where I am. It'd definitely help if my DI and my compass were aligned, wouldn't it? What header am I flying on the compass? One... What turning, you bastard? 165. Let's spin that round so it actually tallies up. There you go. Be a little bit easier for me to navigate. So it was telling me the right bearing all the time on the sat-nav. Same as it is now. So it's bearing 202 from where I am, so it's around here. So St. Bart's is going to be down here somewhere. Bring the power back a little bit and we'll have a look. Funny thing, it's going to be the other side of this hill. Because St. Bart's basically runs, you've got a hill that you've got a hill that you come over and it runs down to the water. Look at the map. That should actually be off the left, apparently. Come around this way. There it is. Right down there. Oh, it looks a lot longer from up here than I remember it being. What one is it to get into the fucking... There you go. What I want to do is get into the cockpit view. Right. Cut back on the power. Bring it on round. That propeller effect is awesome. There's the runway. You can start to see what I mean about it being blocked by a huge great hill. It become more and more apparent the closer we get to the oh, hang on, no, don't put the flaps out yet, I'm going way too fast. Side slip the aircraft and slow it down a bit. Full left rudder, right aileron. I don't think we're going to make a landing off of this pass. We're definitely not making a landing off of this pass. See, that's not... it's not quite as good as I was hoping it would be. I think you might need some scenery to correct that. Because yeah, in reality, that's a proper little drop. right at the end of the runway. See if we can kick it round, shall we? Onto the runway at the last second. I've still got full left rudder in at the moment. Sounds on this are awesome as well. Yeah, so it's not as impressive as it is in real life. I might see if I can bring up a video to show you what that's supposed to be like. If you haven't seen them. Park up in the corner, shall we? Make sure we don't smack the wing of that other Cessna. Leave the engine to cool down a bit. Oh, nearly knocked my beer over. That would have been careless. There we go, so we're at St Bart's. Wasn't half as impressive as I was hoping it would be. So turn the pack. Bring the flaps up. Turn the power back off again. Oh yeah, don't want to spoil your beer. So yeah, in reality, I mean that should be a much steeper hill, dropping right down to the runway. So we might have to look and see if we can find some better scenery for here and do another flight into here at some point. There we go, there's our little 172. Now we've got to think of somewhere else that we can do. Do a nice short flight somewhere. Test out some scenery or something. Either that or I might call that a night actually. Call that a night for the moment. And have a look. Try and choose some more flights and get some bits set up in advance. But yeah, I'll tell you what I need to do. I need to have a countdown to the new computer build. That's what I need to put on here for the stream. Yeah, I'm probably going to be off. I'll probably jump in Discord for a little bit. I don't know if you're on that, or I'll jump over and watch Tad's stream. It's probably what I'll actually do. But yeah, for tonight, we'll call that a night. We had a nice flight into Vienna, out of Croatia, and then we've had a nice little bumble round in the. Oh, okay, that's fair enough. And then yeah, had a nice little bumble round the Caribbean. So I'm going to have a look for some nice new sceneries, and until then, I'm going to throw up a host for Mr. Tads. But guys, thank you all very much for watching. Thank you for the follows. Thank you for the bits. Thank you for the hosting. And until next time, I will see you all very, very soon.